Hey guys, it's Wednesday and hopefully having a good hump day. Again, the sun has kicked back out, so that's always a good thing. I want to jump on here. I get this question a lot in the nutritional coaching portion of our program. So a lot of people have a little bit of a problem hitting their protein goal. Specifically, it's more on the female side, sometimes male too, depending on the range of protein. It can be a little bit more challenging, and you have to be a little bit more aware of how many grams of protein you're taking in. Obviously, tracking is a good way to do that, or using a scale is another way. And then you have to pull that data to figure out what marker point you're hitting. So I see this a lot with people not being able to hit their protein goal. That's where kind of some of the supplementation comes in, which I'll briefly touch on. But this is more about, hey, here's some ideas for you to get higher protein snacks, because that will compound. So let's say you get 20 grams, 25 grams, 30 grams of protein for breakfast, and then you come back and hit another 12, 15, 20 grams of snack, and then another 30 grams for lunch, snack 15, 20, and then obviously dinner, if you push that to 25, 30, you're gonna get closer to your marker point, depending on obviously whether you're male, female, and or specific macros that we have set up for you as far as the protein goes. So I'm just going to give you 5 simple and give you kind of the ratios of what those snacks can be. Obviously, you got to make sure it fits into your palate and you enjoy consuming it, because obviously if you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to obviously make the changes and use this. There's a ton of different options for higher protein snacks, so it doesn't have to be any of these, or it could be all of them, and you could choose which one works best for you. First one, pretty simple. A lot of people use it. Some people like it, some people don't. It's just the hard-boiled egg. That's an easy solution. When you look at it, you're gonna say, 2 hard-boiled eggs is gonna be around 14 grams of protein. So if you eat 2 of them, and it's gonna fill you up too, obviously, with that type of, that much protein in the thing you're consuming is going to keep you satisfied for a little bit longer period of time. So if you look at that, a male, obviously, 2 more eggs, I could eat 4 hard-boiled eggs or 3 hard-boiled eggs. That's going to push it up, 20, 25 grams, around that 20 gram marker point or above. Obviously, you can go a little bit higher, depending on how many hard-boiled eggs you eat. So hard-boiled eggs, 1, again, 2 eggs is going to be around that 14 gram. I'm just giving you some ranges there. And then Greek yogurt is another one. We use Greek yogurt at our house a lot. Some people have some issues with, obviously, milk products, but there's some other substitutes. The thing with yogurt is you really got to be careful with is the amount of sugar. So, I've worked with the clients over the years, because I'll give you this, and went off track a little bit. For females, for females and males, females are only supposed to take in 25 grams of sugar a day, and males is 30 grams. So that puts a lot of perspective. A lot of people don't hit that. They're way over that. It takes a little bit of effort to hit that marker point, specifically if you eat out very much, because a lot of stuff we consume or package has a lot of sugar into it. But anyway, you got to watch the sugar with Greek yogurt, or with yogurt in general. That's why we recommend Greek yogurt, and then you add the fruit to sweeten it up. Some people add a little bit of agave honey, but I would just add the fruit. You don't need those excess calories. I think you can do it with the fruit and be okay. Obviously, if you don't have fruit, I can eat it plain. Some people can't. That's a palate thing. So that's going around 17 grams. Let me see, for about a half cup. So think of it that way. It's a lot of protein there. So again, you can compound your protein intake over the day. The other one is cottage cheese. Again, and that's going to be in a similar as far as the marker point for yogurt. If you have some issues with dairy products, then we'll have to find other substitute. So there's other ways around that. And if you need help with that, just let me know. I can help you. So cottage cheese, obviously you want to watch the sodium levels so you can get a little bit lower sodium. I'm not worried about the fat. The fat's actually not the problem. So if we look at cottage cheese, there's around 15 grams of protein. You can doctor that up in different ways. Some people use cottage cheese in different formats. They can use it with a fruit as well, because it will sweeten it up. I typically would just eat cottage cheese by itself. Some people can do that, some people can't. Again, you got to figure out what's working with you. I'm just giving you ranges and options that you can plug in to really get your protein intake up and hit your marker point. Number 4, again, this is going to be a preference thing, is beef jerky. they've done an awesome job with beef jerky of pulling the sodium and then the quality of the product, and a ton of different types of jerky. It doesn't necessarily have to be beef. So it can be turkey and you name it, they have it. The cool part is, the last time Aaron and I traveled, we always pop in some of the, in the airports, we'll pop in some of the little stores and things they have. And it's been interesting over the past couple years. If you travel, you can get the last one. So I'll go back to beef jerky. That's around 15 grams if it's 1 ounce, okay? And then the last one is obviously a protein bar. This would be last on my list because it can be a little bit more, I would say, of a challenge to get. I've seen a lot of protein bars look more like Snicker bars than protein bars. What I'm saying there is they're loaded full of sugar. So you always want to look at the ratios and don't let that ratio get too high from calories, total calories to protein. If you can get one that's like 16 to 20 grams of protein that is in that 200 or less, it gets a little bit harder. As you go lower in calories with a protein bar, typically they'll strip out the protein. So that's what you want to look for. Some of them are like in that 240 marker point. So you just got to be careful, because if you're punching over your calorie intake by using protein bars, then we have to find something else, right? So we want to make sure it's not a huge amount of calories for the protein, because that's where I see a lot of protein bars are the ratio of protein and sugar. Obviously, they pull the sugar as carbs. What will happen is if it's a lower calorie, you could have a little bit more of an issue getting your protein up. So just be aware to read that and look at that to make sure that you're not getting the ratio too high and then take it in. Or if you're trying to get the ratio high, because there's some protein bars that I will personally eat that's probably more okay for male. That's like 240 calories, 260 calories that have around that 20, 30 gram marker point. But again, I use that as a meal, not necessarily a snack. So protein would be last on my list, just based upon, obviously they've done a better job of cleaning protein bars up as well, but a lot of times for them to last, they have to use some type of substance to keep them together. So they'll use fillers and make them taste better. Otherwise you wouldn't eat them, because they would never sell them. But they've done a better job with more natural and some peanuts and other things like that. But again, you look at the ratios, make sure the calories are not too high and the protein is low. So I'm gonna go through these again. Hopefully this helps. Hard-boiled eggs, Greek yogurt. Obviously Greek yogurt, you can add fruit in that to make it taste how you desire. You just got to watch calories again. Don't push too much fruit and push the calories up too high. Cottage cheese, beef jerky, and protein bars. So those are 5 different snacks, high protein snacks you could throw in there to help hit the ratio of protein. So if you need more specifics, let me know. I have some other tools in the toolbox, because we've coached people who've had more of a problem taking in milk products. So the cottage cheese and the yogurt will be thrown out. I have some substitutes for that as well. So have a great Wednesday, guys. Hopefully this helps. I'll talk with you soon.